Hello everyone, my name is Mariam Mokhtar. We are going to discuss something that sounds very dry but actually decides whether you can complain about your government online without needing a lawyer on speed dial. Last week, an academic researcher and political commentator, the Australian Murray Hunter, he was arrested at the Bangkok airport just as he was about to fly off to Hong Kong. Now he has worked as a university lecturer and consultant, and he has lived in Malaysia for several decades. I should say he had lived in Malaysia for several decades before relocating to Thailand. So he knows Malaysia very well, and he is privy to the workings of the people in industry and in government. He has not committed any crime. Whistleblowers send him many documents because they are very concerned about the governance of the country or the way an institution works, and also about some politicians and powerful individuals. You may not agree with all or with anything that he writes. He, however, has not committed acts of violence. He has not stolen anything. If he has highlighted corruption, then the issue he describes should be investigated. And so arresting him, even though he is not in Malaysia, but arresting him by getting the help of the Thai police, shows that what he wrote about must have a measure of truth in it. You probably may think, so what? Why should we care about his arrest? I'll tell you why. First is about words, okay? Malaysia has always been very proud about its lively public debate. In coffee shops, in the comment section of social media, in the mamak stalls, okay? But Hunter's arrest in Thailand, reportedly at Malaysia's request over alleged online defamation, when he is critical about the politics and some personalities in Malaysia, have left some Malaysians thinking, is anyone who says something about another country going to be arrested next time he's about to fly off or go on a holiday? Now the second is about travel bans. Usually, cross-border cooperation between authorities, between governments, applies when we're talking about fraud or smuggling or human trafficking. But words, mere words, and that's where things get a little tricky, okay? Because if a Facebook post can follow you across the border, that's not just defamation law. That's a travel ban for your opinions. So does it mean that what happened to Hunter could so easily happen to any of us? Does it mean that what we tweeted could land us in a Thai court or possibly a Thai prison? Now here's the third reason. Hunter's arrest is an assault on our democracy. In this digital age, a tweet in Kuala Lumpur, for instance, can trigger a lawsuit in Bangkok faster than you can say ABC. Defamation laws written for the newspaper era are now stretched across borders like rubber bands. This could chill journalism and research. Writers, academics, reporters, and just about anyone who cares about their country and who is critical about the country's governance, for instance, or politics, or the corruption, or the injustice, they will think twice before typing anything sharper than the government could do better, don't you think? So Hunter's arrest is like warning us to be careful with what we say. Perhaps it's also to silence us. Why? Because what you wrote in your blog could also be boarding your flight and then get you busted, which means get you arrested. Now Malaysia's constitution guarantees freedom of speech within limits. The kind of phrase that sounds reassuring until you ask, whose limits? Governments promise transparency and debate. That promise only works if regulators are independent and defamation laws are not just convenient silences. In other words, you cannot criticize or speak out. And what about us citizens? We are not off the hook. We should support reputable journalism instead of forwarding random WhatsApp conspiracies or fake news or misinformation. We should engage in respectful discussion, even on Twitter. We must also insist on due process. Think of it as a civic gym membership. The more you exercise your democratic muscles, the stronger your institutions get. And so, where does the government come in? What is its role? Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's administration has a golden opportunity to show it is serious about reform. That's what he promised us before he became Prime Minister. So we should push for consistent press freedom standards across ASEAN. In other words, governments should not just talk about openness, but they should make openness predictable, boringly predictable. Malaysians have always been resourceful in expressing themselves peacefully. So we should keep doing that. Keep nudging our leaders to live up to their reform promises, because the alternative is a public sphere where everyone self-censors like it's exam season. It's far worse, okay? Why live in a culture of fear where we are afraid to speak out even when we see something wrong happening? We should urge our government to be transparent, to be fair, and to have open dialogue, instead of trying to silence us or to arrest us and then get foreign governments to chase after us. Arresting us just shows that the government is desperate and wants to punish those who speak up and hide the issue which was being criticized. The Hunter case is not just about one man being arrested at an airport. It is about the civic space Malaysians want for themselves and for future generations. We want governments to reinforce transparency, fairness, and open dialogue, and to promote a society where ideas can be debated without fear. Your freedom of expression should be able to survive a trip across the border. Your voice matters. Thank you for listening, and speak to you soon.
If you like my videos, please press like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please also visit my Patreon channel if you wish to sponsor me. Thank you.